an exercise about this. Let us say this. We have the list of headings here. And we have the paragraphs here. Right? So we need to grab and drop. Paloma, what is the first thing that you do when you are in front of this?
I read the list of headings first.
When you read the list of headings, what are the things that you try to pay attention?
I try to pay attention to the keywords, to the similarities between the headings.
Oh, okay.
For example,
how similar they are, okay?
Okay.
Now, how similar they are, how you find out that they might be similar? Because they have like, kind of like same words? Words
yes,
that are...
same words or same subjects.
Traffic, see?
Yeah.
Or maybe this is traffic speed, this is traffic congestion, but like they have, okay, similarities in some words that might think that they can be very similar one another, or in this case, each other, all right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then what you do next?
And then I read the paragraphs.
All right.
Well, I've been reading these weeks so I can improve. And the thing I read is to read the first and the final sentence in the paragraph. Mm-hmm.
Reading the first and the final sentence in the paragraph.
Yes.
Is that helping you?
I think.
Okay.
Not
now,
always.
show me how it's helping you.
I think that it's improved. It's getting better with the time, because all the time that I am trying to do the list of headings, I took too many time in this.
Too much time.
Too much time.
Mm.
Yes.
Mm. So if you take too much time, probably you are paying too much attention to see how you are going to fit into this, right? Because if you try to fit into this, this is too big.
Yes.
What if you do this? What if you start reading like one sentence and see if that sentence fits into this? If you read another sentence and if you read another sentence and try to fit, if it actually matches, read another sentence if it matches. Have you ever tried to do that?
No.
What if you actually try to just focus yourself, and if we put this into ground zero, it's going to look like this. So the thing is, I did what you already told me to do. And actually, that's perfect. You cover this, you control this, you know this first, everything. Now, instead of trying to locate parameters, patterns, right? Like you're doing here, you're locating patterns. Why don't we just look for sentences that are going to just match with those pairs that we need to actually make synonyms work together? How do we do this and how fast we can do it? If we take a look up here, we just can read this sentence first, stop, and see if we find any kind of match with this. Would this be enough for the keywords? Sometimes yes, sometimes not. The keywords are not that important. in list of headings. The keywords are not that important in the list of headings. Why? Because the keywords sometimes have no sense to be there. And it makes no sense to have them there. Because we're looking actually, basically, this is a heading. So it's not only a specific word. I'm sorry about that. The answers are done by words, but actually by group of words sometimes. Therefore, the keywords are not that important in list of headings. But what is really important is actually the synonyms. Finding words that are synonyms than the words that are here. Therefore, the big difference that we have with exercises that are from the other kind of questions is that in the other kind of questions, we may rely on the keywords as our flag, as our just attack, because actually the questions are made to or help us to be found by the keyword. In this list of heading kind of sentences, what we were pointing out is, okay, it's good to look for keywords because we need them. We still need them. But actually, what we need to center our attention is actually the synonyms. We are basically straightforward looking for synonyms, not exactly keywords. Sometimes the keywords are also contained in the same answer, but they're not, or they might not be that important as they are in the other kind of questions. That is why we just relate to start attacking sentences from the beginning. For instance, here, you read the first sentence and see if you have some match. What kind of match? We're looking for synonyms. Synonyms. Oops. So words that are synonym. It can be any kind of word. Can be especially there are verbs, nouns, and adjectives. But also see the keywords. Keywords are usually nouns. So nouns are also involved. A keyword can be actually the part of the answer. Can be just the synonym. So we need words. All these words. So we need to look for, see, word. Oh, right here. There's a synonym right now. And maybe another word here. There is a synonym right there. Oh, okay. Oh, wait a minute, but this word is a synonym of this, but also this word is right here. Now we have a problem. Actually, we don't have a problem because there are more pairs, more matches from here to this sentence than to this one. There's only one pair in here. There are more pairs in here. How can you prove it? Well, actually read one or two more sentences to actually emphasize and see that this is true. And if you read that sentence that has only one keyword, might have another word that is going to be actually an antonym of this word. It will be another word right here that is totally opposite than this word. So actually does not apply. So what we need to do is to go sentence by sentence. Or if you have a good memory, you just read 2 sentences or 3 sentences. I don't have a good memory. I have good analysis skills. That's why I'm a test teacher. But actually, I don't have a good memory. That's definitely. And I'm not going to have it. So what I do actually is myself, I do just sentence by sentence. I read very quickly. I read a sentence very quickly and try to see if I have any kind of synonyms here. Boom, nothing. Next sentence. Stop. Synonym, 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 no synonyms. Next sentence, synonym, synonym. Oh, wait a minute. There is one word here, one word here. And I start making pairs. Maybe there's going to be one word synonym in one sentence, and in the next sentence is another one. And I'll see, okay, and then I catch it here. And then I just make pairs. And then I read one more sentence to make sure that this actually makes sense. And we are just dealing with that kind of answer. But it's mostly through synonyms. Now, that is the theory. The theory. This is the theory. What is the action? The action, I'm going to do the first one, and you need to do the next one. Okay, so I'm going to read this first. How math experiment actually reduced traffic congestion. How math, see, I haven't read anything right here. The physics of traffic behavior. That's okay. So I understand it, or we could understand it. Now let's see the list of headings. I didn't read anything. How math experiment actually reduced traffic congestion. How a math experiment actually reduced traffic congestion. Okay, so what is the idea here? The idea and the keywords are math. Traffic congestion is another keyword. And the idea is actually how something was reduced. That's the idea. How a concept of one field was applied in another. Sorry about that. There is no keyword, not at all. Not at all. I don't see any keyword. Study, that's not a keyword for me. It's just not a keyword. One field of a study, but that is study what? Is mathematics, is physics, or what it is? So it's not a keyword. So the idea is how something that was different from another thing was used actually to emulate that, or to be used as if it was. A lack of investment in driver training, driver. That's a keyword for me, driver. A lack of investment, actually no resources for training. Training is also a keyword. So the lack of something, a scarcity, right? Something is scarce. Areas of doubt and disagreement between experts. I need experts. If they mention some professions, for me, those are experts. So that for me is a keyword, experts. Doubt and disagreement. Okay, that's the meaning. So there is doubt. That's it. So you do that in all sentences. First, take 2 minutes. Take 2.5 minutes. Take 3 minutes if you want to understand these questions well, to communicate well, not only with the keywords, but also more importantly, to communicate well with the meaning, with the message of each sentence. So in the action, step number 2, as soon as you did that, you move to the readings. But we got a problem. This is too long. So in step number 2, don't be just seduced by the option number 1. If you see that the reading that you are going to abort is too long, it is not a good idea to start with this one. The answers are totally in disorder anyways. So it makes no sense for me to try to start with the first one. If nothing is in order, I just can jump on to any. And if I'm going to do that, it's better off going to the shortest. This is the shortest option. This is the shortest paragraph, so that I should actually attack this one, right? So what am I going to do? And now actually we apply what I told you about. I read the first sentence and I see if I have some synonyms that are going to match and that are going to make 2 or 3 pairs, 2 or 3 matches. James Bank, a professor of civil and environmental engineering at San Diego State University in the US, is actually saying nothing. She's like, James Bank, a professor of civil and environmental engineering at San Diego University in the US. Basically, this is just a bunch of words saying absolutely nothing. There is no verb, no action. There is no adjective. There is one, but actually, there is no nothing. So I wouldn't even check the options, because it is not making an affirmation. There is no affirmation, no adjective, no verb, no affirmation, no meaning, no pairs, nothing. That's it. Yeah, the US, but actually nothing say about nothing. Suggested, now we are making meaning. Now we are making meaning. See, now we make an affirmation, and that affirmation is actually saying something. It's telling us that something is true, or they believe something, or something is the way it is, because we have that. suggested that a sudden slowdown in traffic may have less to do with the chaos theory than with driver psychology. Suggested that a sudden slowdown in traffic may have less to do with the chaos theory than with driver psychology. So let us see. A sudden slowdown. See, we have an affirmation here. So they are saying that the slowdown that has been seen in traffic, so something is being modified, the traffic, or the speed of the sudden slowdown, this is the speed of the traffic, has more to do with driver psychology. So the driver psychology is having more impact on the speed of the traffic or the slowdown in traffic. That's the idea, see? How math experiment actually reduce traffic congestion. Wow, this is traffic congestion. We're not talking about traffic congestion. How a concept from one field was applied to another? No, right? The lack of investment, money? No, no money. Areas of doubt and disagreement between, no, they're not talking about doubt and disagreement. How different countries have dealt with traffic congestion? Not about countries. The impact of driver behavior on a traffic speed. Driver. I found here driver. Okay, driver. Oh, wait a minute. Driver psychology. Driver behavior. Okay, this is a pair. A behavior has strict and direct relation with psychology. So that's one pair. And wait a minute. A sudden slowdown in traffic. A sudden, a very abrupt slowdown in traffic has more to do with the traffic speed. The impact, sudden slowdown. The impact, sudden slowdown. So that impact is like the sudden. Or the sudden is, yeah, the sudden. Impact can really be reflected to sudden or sudden slowdown in traffic, which is going to be complemented with the speed. So this is the option. We got two pairs. We make two pairs. We have made two pairs in that question. So we got two things that are being equal. So in this case, we are doing this. The second sentence, so this one, but actually say it's actually matching some words and words. You finding synonyms. There is a synonym of this word here, a synonym. And there is a synonym of this word with two words in here. So we have a compound noun or two words that are synonym of one word that is here. Okay, but anyways, I mean, we have synonyms. This is what we are looking for, synonyms. Sometimes one word is a synonym of a compound noun of two words. Oh. Now, how, and then what are we going to do next? Next, we're going to move on to actually, see, we already answered this. I'm not going to keep reading. I don't have to. I already have the why, because nothing is telling me something different. No. I want to see more. Okay, just read one more sentence. That's all you need to read. As traffic is heavier, passing more crowded. Aggressive drivers move along the lines, try to pass. All right, but see, aggressive behavior. Tend to use the speed, felt another level in force when the driver of the fast lane brakes a little, so between vehicles. The shockwave travels. See, it's the shockwave travels back much more rapidly. Okay, that's traffic speed also, or a consequence of that. It's all related to that. So that's the answer. I wouldn't keep reading. I just read the second sentence, which has the answer, and I will just respond it and just get out of here. Now, what is the next question to attack? The next question to attack is actually the 20 or 19, which is actually shorter. 20 or 19? I think 19 is shorter, right? So we're gonna go to 19. Now I'm going to give you exactly 5 minutes to answer question 19, or if you can answer more than that, well, welcome. I'm going to share with you uh, the reading. So everybody needs to open that reading and start working with that reading. I'm going to share with you the answers, but don't see the answers yet. I'm going to share the answers. Where is it? Right here. Course reading. And I have uploaded the answers. I'm also, for general training students, I'm going to show you, and I'm going to put you there, a general training reading. But that general training reading is for you to do it at home, not now. I mean, I'm just going to share with you that general training reading for you to know the general training, which is basically, it's going to, so you will realize that you need to follow the same kind of strategy. It's the same strategy that you need to find. I know that the reading of the general training is not that easy, the one that we have, but that's okay. I mean, you need to work a little more, but you're going to find out that this is the form to do it. Here. Yes, it is. I'm going to upload now the general training reading, which is supposed to be easier, but this is not exactly that easy. But anyway, I mean, in the beginning it's difficult, but then later on the questions get in the way that usually general training is actually more direct, more precise, shorter readings, more tangible subjects, more visual answers. That is why it gets easier. In the beginning, it might not, but it does in the end. Let me go to my computer so I can just pick and these are the answers. So I uploaded the general training reading with the official format and the answers. And I uploaded the reading and the answers of the exercise that we are doing now. So now I want you to open the page that I show you, that I actually share with you first. Go to question 19, 20, I mean, go to questions 18 to 21. Actually, 21 is already answered. But I want you to go to question 19. And I want you to, in 5 minutes, 3 minutes or 4 minutes, I'm going to check on my mother now, and then I'm going to come back, and we are going to see what this is going to apply. So what is going to be the answer of question 19? And if you already finished in just like 2 or 3 minutes, and you have time to go to another question, go to 20, because 18 is too long, see? So go to 20. So let us see if we can get over the next 5 minutes, 19 and 20, all right? I'm going to, so now I hope everyone has that reading. I already shared with you, and let's find those two answers. I'll be back in just 5 minutes. Okay, so what is the answer? What is the answer? 19. The physicists have challenged proposals to set a maximum capacity for vehicles on highways. The physicists have challenged proposals, have challenged. That's similar to experiment, challenge. That's a verb, right? So we have a verb in here. Very quickly, we have a verb in the sentence. Let's see if there is a verb. Challenged, challenged. Reduce, no. Applied, no. No. No, nothing. There's no actually verb in those two. Different countries dealt with, no. Was to take control away from the control, the way to take, a challenge to take, no. Maximum capacity for vehicles, maximum capacity, the capacity. Investment, doubts, the different countries, no, nothing. Next sentence, very quickly. They argue there may not be enough simply to limit the rate which vehicles are allowed to enter a highway. It's not going to be enough. They argue, they discuss, right? They discuss, the simply limit, they discuss, vehicles are allowed, the rate, they argue in the rate, in the limit of that rate. They argue in the limit of the rate or something. Math could be. Concept of something, nothing. Investment, no. Doubt, not yet, at least not what I can see. Different countries, no. A proposal to nothing. So we don't have an answer yet. So it might be necessary to time each vehicle and entry onto a highway precisely. That has more to do with mathematics. How to time, how to just, but we don't know if this is an experiment. The aim on doing this would be a smooth versus fluctuations conditions and trigger a change in the traffic behavior in congestion. How math experiments actually reduce traffic congestion. So we have one match, congestion, and they want to time this. It might be necessary to time, so that might be, if they're going to time something, they might be having an experiment on that, but it's not that clear yet. I mean, we don't really have something. The further suggests preventing breakdowns in the flow of traffic could ultimately require implementing a radical idea that is being a radical idea, implementing something, that could be experiment, implementing a proposal that also can be implemented. Oh, wait a minute, proposal is matching with proposal right there. Yeah, but we don't know if this is important. Finally, directly regulating the speed and spacing individual cars along with the highway with central computers and sensors that communicate with each car engine and brake controls. Okay, so directly regulating the speed and spacing of individual cars. Regulating a speed. They taking control. I mean, they are taking control, they're regulating a speed. With computers and sensors that communicate with each car engine through control and brake controls, actually to taking control away from the driver. See, because they are actually making, directly regulating the speed and spacing of individual cars along the highway. Directly regulating, not the driver. So actually it's a proposal to take control away from the driver. That's mainly the idea. It was in the last sentence. However, I like to make an exception in this one, and I like to give you some heads up on this. When you keep reading and then you have read like 4 or 5 sentences and you still don't find the answer, maybe it's better to go and go to the next question. So in this case, to have just jumped to number 20. I mean, we went all the way through. Yes, we did. We didn't we didn't take that long. We took like a minute and a half or almost 2 minutes to get it. But actually, if you are finding yourself going over 1.5 minutes, 1 minute 40 seconds, you're going to 2 minutes, and over 2 minutes you cannot really find the answer, you better skip, because it's becoming more subjective. The relation between the words is subjective, but not in this one. When we look into this one, we say, however, research into traffic control is generally centered in civil engineer departments. And here the theories of this have been greeted with some skepticism. Research into traffic is generally centered on civil engineering. Civil engineering, that is experts. Experts, right there. When we talk about experts, we have one match. And the theories of the physicists, other experts, have been just seen, greeted with some, or welcomed with some skepticism. There is doubt. There is doubt. Doubt and disagreement between experts. That seems very clear so far, right there. Civil engineers favor a practical approach. That's it. So engineers question, that's it, that's the answer. They are questioning something. Engineers are questioning physicists. Engineers are a little bit skeptical about what the physicists are saying. This is actually areas of doubt and disagreement between experts. And here we took, well, we just over a minute or so. All right, so then when we have responded all these questions, then we go to the longest, And then we do the same exercise. We do the same kind of analysis. We go from one, we start sentence by sentence looking for matches. If one of the questions is too difficult for you, then you just change. You just change to the next one and then just leave that. You can highlight it. Let's say that you were very you couldn't find the answer very quickly. We were here. And let's say that you were here. Oh, I cannot find the answer. Okay, if you are right there and you're still not able to find the answer and you want to just skip it, then you're going to do is highlight it. Leave it highlighted so you know where you were when you come back. So first, let's go to the next one then. See, resolve this one, number 20. And then when you resolve number 20, you go back to this one, but then you start again when where you had the mark. This is the way to resolve this kinds of questions. This is the form in which we have to approach them. Is that good? Is that clear enough for you to understand it better?
Yes. Thank you so much.
Teacher.
I did. Reina, I already shared the strategy is the same. Next week we can look at the general training reading, but you are going to realize that it's just about the same. Let us open it. It seems more difficult, right? But actually it's not that difficult. When we look into this, see, we don't read this, don't do it. We say, oh, this is very difficult. Well, actually it's not that difficult. Take a look. You have some slots here that you need to fill in with these options. And here are the options. And as we can see the options, see, this is not the list of headings. Therefore, the keywords here are very important. This is not the list of headings. This is just options, just matching. We're just matching. Now, therefore, these are names. Name, name, and name. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to center in this. No, we're going to center in the names. Where are these names? Where's the first one? Tichit Owalata. What is that? Well, it's a kind of like a tribe or something. Right here we have it. We have it right here. I'm going to teach you something that I do. You don't have to do it right now, but I usually do is my technique. Then I look for the other one. I try to locate all the keywords right away. Gini Geno. Gini Geno should be right about here or somewhere here. Gini Geno. Jeannie Geno. Where is Jeannie Geno? See, it's over a minute already. So I usually don't take more than 1 minute to locate. Oh, right here. Jeannie Geno. So we got Jeannie Geno. And then I'm going to look for the last one. The last one says Igbo Ukuwu. Igbo Ukuwu. Igbo Ukuwu. What is that? Igbo Ukuwu. Oh, come on, come on. Less than 1 minute. We got to do it in less than 1 minute. I don't see it. It's got to be somewhere here. It should be right here. It should be right here because it's actually denoted, right? It doesn't matter if we convert everything. Okay, good. So what I did was I located all the keywords right away. Now, what am I going to do is I see that in the first keyword, I have a lot of distances and it's very big. The options are very big, although the resolutions for this can be very close, but I don't know. I don't like that it's a big paragraph, so I just might go to this one. There you go. And it says here, an elaborate burial in a storehouse of regalia has been excavated by holding a super brass casting of and thousands of glass beds. Here, elaborate burial of a storehouse of regalia being excavated with super brass casting, excavated with brass casting. There is evidence that the metal workers were highly skilled. Actually, that it should be. We were lucky or what? An elaborate burials. Okay, so yes, excavated. They just elaborate a burial. That's an excavation. It's been excavated. Yes, with super brass. That's metal. Brass is metal, right? Yes, it is. Well, actually, this one. Actually, yes. No. This is actually C. Oops. C. That's it. There is evidence. I mean, they are saying that there's evidence. They are seeing that. All right. So we'll just answer the first one. What about Jenny Geno? Okay. So that's the form in which you are. You need to find the way to find your mechanic. It's about mechanics. Is knowing what to find, what to look first in order to find those words or those specific words. These are names. So we need to just quickly go and find those names and then create really the relation between the synonyms. I had another question probably. That is the official format, exactly. That's the official format. But you are going to realize that later. Yeah, this questions seem like very difficult because we see squares and everything, but this is just practice. I mean, you need to look at, and if you realize the answers of this are actually very close. What about Ginny Geno? Ginny Geno is the only one with impressive settlements known as Middle Nigger. Impressive settlements, no investigations, no habitation continue after the decline. We don't know yet. Different residential had different characteristics. Because continue through successor states. Yeah, it looks like. Because the occupation of, oh no, but that's not. Future work is likely to confirm the view that of the heart of the empire of Ghana. Habitation, continue investigation, no, different reason. I think it's this one. I think it's number 4, just by reading those 2 sentences. But I'm not sure yet. You can have it as your homework. Remember that this is a general training test. It's not the academic. When you realize in further questions, you are going to see that, see, true, false, not given. Why it's easier? Because actually everything is shorter. Look at the sentences. This is very short. This is it. The true, false, and not given is just this. And then you got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 questions of all just this. That's why it actually becomes a lot easier. This is easy, all right? It's easy. So that basically is that first question, because it has the squares and things, make it difficult, but actually with the right mechanic, then we are able to do it correctly. We're able to address it correctly, all right? Now, could you tell us what to do if the name is in different parts of the text, please? What actually I did, that's what I did. I mean, if you can see, we found the names in different parts of the text. I mean, what I recommend you to do, what I did was very like, see, I just mark all the keywords right away. I found this one, and I think this one was somewhere here. Now that I'm going to find it again, right there. It's right there. So I found it there, and I'm also can corroborate that this. I mean, I found it here also. It's right there also. Very quickly, I saw that. So what I recommend you to do is actually solve this one first. So you got the keyword, you know that the keyword is here, you know that this keyword is not repeating again. So no, we know that in these sentences from here to there, we should be able to find the answer. How many sentences we have? One sentence, two sentences, three sentences, four sentences. Go to the full stops. 5 sentences, 6 sentences. It's the most difficult, it's the longest. 7 sentences. There are 7 sentences here. Now, those 7 sentences have different meanings. One of those meanings is going to match you with some of these meanings. That's the first you can do. All right? So because I'm answering your question. You told me, how can I do it when the keywords are in different parts? No, what I did was, what I should have done is this first. I mean, find this keyword and find the answer, and then go to the next keyword, right? And find the next answer. What I did was in purpose, because this is the way I do it, because I have training. I have my own mechanics. That's why I just do this very quickly. Because I say, okay, I'm just going to look for all these keywords, and I look for all the keywords, and I start doing the ones that I felt that were actually easy for me, which is actually was true, because this one was the easiest for me. I found this answer very quickly. So this is the way I did it. It's not because this is the way you should do it. What you should do is actually find the first keyword and look for the match. Which one of this will match some of the sentences? Find the second keyword, Gini Geno, right? Geno, or something like this. And then look for that and find the match, the sentence that is going to match this option, and so on, right? Now I marked everything because actually I have more training in this, and I just do it quickly. That's the only reason. But what you can do basically is just to do this step by step and sentence by sentence. I don't know if that responds to your question. We're doing this in order. All right, good. I'm happy for that.